football's ultimate defender, making Messi run scared. Like, share and subscribe. Episode 101. Bale makes a scene in the heavenly palace, and the gods who come down from the mountain are also gods. It's Chen Mo again. Whenever the team encounters a critical moment, Chen Mo will stand up at the critical moment. Goalkeeper Karius has almost given up saving, but Chen Mo didn't give up. He once again blocked Ronaldo's sure goal. In this game, Chen Mo's restrictions on Ronaldo are really in all aspects. Cristiano Ronaldo has not made a successful breakthrough and has not scored a goal. He has once again proved to the world that he is the world's top midfielder. Chen Mo is currently the only one in the world who can limit the two heroes of Messi and Ronaldo. Whether it is Messi or Ronaldo, these two five-time Ballon d'Or winners have lost their magic in front of Chen Mo. He is like a gravedigger in the era of Messi and Ronaldo, forcibly pressing down the two Ballon d'Or winners and forcibly opening the curtain of a new era. Huang Jianxiong was extremely excited. He told everything about Chen Mo with great emotion. Instead, he felt more regretful. If Chen Mo's naturalization was not banned, how good would it be if he was a Dragon Country player now? Van Dijk cleared the ball with a big kick. Real Madrid got another corner kick. Tactical corner kick. Marcelo passed the ball to Cruz. Cruz pointed the way. Real Madrid quickly took a corner kick. Marcelo did not choose to cross the ball to find Ronaldo. He knows Ronaldo. Being suppressed by Chen Mo continuously, he was almost stepped on by Chen Mo in this game. With Ronaldo's competitive spirit and temper, how could he be willing? Just look at Ronaldo's state and you will know. Ronaldo is now completely crazy. Staring at Chen Mo, he just wants to suppress Chen Mo. This kind of Ronaldo is not stable. Just when teacher Tony ran over, Marcelo looked at him and understood what he meant. Decisive tactical corner kick. Cruz pulled the ball and turned to point the way. Taking advantage of the chaos in the penalty area, Chen Mo was entangled by Ronaldo's physical confrontation and decisively chose to shoot directly. A slingshot from the inside of his right foot. The football was like a scimitar, slashing cold light in the air and cutting Liverpool's throat. It hit the dead corner of the goal fiercely. The referee blew a whistle. He raised his hand and pointed to the center circle to indicate that the goal was valid. The Real Madrid fans in the stands instantly cheered, shouting to vent the suppressed emotions after falling behind for dozens of minutes. Finally tied. In the 81st minute of the game, Real Madrid successfully tied the score. This boosted Real Madrid's momentum and dealt a heavy blow to Liverpool's morale. The ball went in. Real Madrid tied the score. The critical moment. In the last minute of the game, they successfully tied the score. Before Huang Jianxiong finished speaking, Wang Tao and Zhang Jun yelled in exasperation. Karius, what the hell are you doing? You're just watching the ball go in, and you don't even have a subconscious save? What's the use of you? Karius's performance once again set off Real Madrid. A complete war criminal level performance. It broke the defense of Huang Jianxiong and Wang Tao. It also broke the defense of Liverpool fans. On the sidelines, Klopp was so angry that he cursed. His eyes were sharp. There were about 10 minutes left in the game, and it would not be more than 15 minutes, including overtime. If the game remained tied, it would definitely have to go to overtime. It was the first time for his disciples to play in the Champions League final. If they went to overtime, the pressure might rise sharply. At that time, they might be crushed by the pressure, so the battle must be resolved in the last 10 minutes. Attack. Strengthen the attack, Klopp shouted anxiously at the field. On the other side, after Real Madrid equalized the score, Zidane also celebrated excitedly. After the celebration, seeing the players running back to the center circle with the football, he immediately turned around and waved to the bench. Bale. Nacho. Asensio. Go warm up. Zidane waved his hand, and then ordered the assistant coach, go notify the fourth official to make a substitution. After the restart, Liverpool immediately launched a fierce attack. Chen Mo made a strong pass in the backcourt and found Firmino in the frontcourt, crossed the entire midfield defense of Real Madrid. Firmino formed a single shot, but his shot was saved by Navas, who took the initiative at close range. Darani rushed up immediately and kicked the football away, kicking the ball out of the sideline. The referee, blew the whistle, raised his hand and pointed to the sidelines, signaling Real Madrid to make substitutions. Real Madrid starts making substitutions. Zidane immediately made 3 adjustments. Bale replaces Isco, Nacho replaces Carvajal, Asensio replaces Benzema. Looking at Zidane's substitutions, he should want to keep Curry from scoring while stabilizing the defense. It can be seen that he does not intend to play overtime, but wants to end the game completely in the last 15 minutes. Liverpool. Klopp has not made any adjustments yet. Boos rang out in the sky. Not only the boos from Liverpool fans, there are also boos from Real Madrid fans. Now Real Madrid fans have a lot of opinions about Bale. Just as Bale came on the court, boos rang out in the sky. Bale glanced at the Real Madrid fans in the stands who booed him and talked trash to him. He was filled with anger, quickly rushed onto the court and joined the outside of the penalty area. Chen Mo saw Bale's appearance, and his heart was also more solemn. Henderson. Wijnaldum. You two keep an eye on Bale. Don't give him a chance. He hurriedly yelled at the two of them. He had to keep an eye on Ronaldo. Although Ronaldo's mentality was broken, he had a strong character and was already overwhelmed at this moment. It was different from Messi and Robin, whose mentality was broken. The two of them were broken, and their performance would get worse and worse, and they would even lose confidence and completely weaken their momentum. But Ronaldo's character was stronger than theirs, and he was a man who had overcome congenital heart disease. With great perseverance, he reached his current position. He was Chen. After Mo's mentality is broken, he will be angry and furious, but he will not lose confidence, weaken his momentum, or even feel fear. The more this guy gets excited, the more he will fight with you. You must not relax your defense against him, otherwise he will really explode and smash your goal. If you can't leave here, Bale can't take care of the other side, and can only pin your hopes on Henderson and Wijnaldum. No way. Don't think Bale has lost his previous speed now. But this guy is a finalist, with a big heart, and he will be excited once the final is on the stage. Once the final is on the stage, this guy will definitely come back like a great sage. Today is the day when the great sage returns, and it must be the time to make a big fuss in the heavenly palace. This is not just a talk. He will really make a big fuss in the heavenly palace and turn the world upside down. Understood? Don't worry. That guy is not in the same state as before, I can handle it. Henderson made a gesture, and Wijnaldum was full of confidence, but the more the two of them were like this, Chen the more worried Mo was. Don't underestimate it. Take my words to heart. You must keep a close eye on that guy and don't give him a chance to perform. Chen Mo could only remind him again. His tone was even more serious. They all nodded to Chen Mo seriously. But even so, Chen Mo couldn't help but panic in his heart. It was really because he watched this final in his previous life, and the impact of St. Bell on him was too great. After he came on the court, he made a big fuss in the sky and locked the 3 consecutive championships. Although he came on the court a little later than I remembered, there were only more than 10 minutes. But who can say for sure? Sideline ball. Just now, Barcelona destroyed the ball. The football was kicked out of the sideline, so it was Liverpool's sideline ball. Hearing Klopp's roar, the whole Liverpool team rushed up. Milner held the football, and with the last few steps, an accelerated run-up, he threw the football into the penalty area. Milner threw the ball with a strong hand. Van Dijk came in from behind and headed the ball. Navas, what a great save. Navas has saved Liverpool's sure goals several times in a row in this game. Comparing the goalkeepers on both sides, the difference is really bigger than that between a man and a dog. Modric got the second point. He passed the ball to Bale, and Real Madrid started a quick counterattack. The situation suddenly changed. After receiving the pass from Modric, Bale turned around and accelerated towards the Liverpool backcourt. Chen Mo followed Ronaldo and quickly returned to defense, while yelling to his teammates, "Return to defense. Wijnaldum. Block him." His roar played a certain role. Wijnaldum accelerated wildly with his long legs and really caught up with Bale. In the left area of the backcourt, 40 meters away from the goal, he blocked Bale in front. Liverpool's defender and midfielder quickly returned to defense. Ronaldo, who was already in a rage beside Chen Mo, ran forward, trying to shake off Chen Mo but failed, and his emotions became more manic and out of control. He raised his hand wildly to signal Bale, yelling, "Pass the ball, damn Mo. Get out of my way, pass the ball to me." It can be seen. Ronaldo is really anxious. However, at this moment, Bale suddenly kicked. Wijnaldum noticed the movement of his ankle and judged that he wanted to pass the ball to Kroos, who was waiting. He quickly blocked the direction of Kroos, but Bale did not mean to pass the ball to Kroos. He hooked his right foot. He raised his left foot and shot the ball at the bottom of the football. The football flew out instantly, and Wijnaldum was stunned. He turned back suddenly and looked at the football in the air with horror. Shoot, 40 meters away. Bale chose to shoot directly. Amise, talk. A dull collision sounded. Karius leaned back to save the football in fear, but the ball didn't even touch the edge. The football hit the inside of the crossbar. After the rebound of the impact force, it hit the goal hard. The ball went in. Bale's sudden long shot. No one expected that Bale would choose to shoot directly in this position. The 82nd minute, Real Madrid reversed Liverpool, who had been leading for most of the time, 3-2. It took less than 2 minutes to come on the field. Bale actually helped the team take the lead. This time for the goal, Liverpool is in danger. The boos when Bale was dribbling the ball disappeared. The moment he scored, Real Madrid fans cheered. This double standard. As long as you score a goal, you are a hero. Apart from scoring a goal, you are a borer and will be booed. Even some Real Madrid fans excitedly shouted, "Bale is a jerk. If you don't boo him, he won't work." Bale didn't celebrate after scoring the goal. Instead, he pushed away the opponent who rushed to celebrate. Very unhappy, no smile at all. He ran straight to his own half. Obviously he was venting his dissatisfaction at this time. Seeing Zidane's passionate celebration of the goal, he also noticed Bale's expression of dissatisfaction. Stop celebrating instantly. He knows it himself. Bale is expressing his dissatisfaction with himself. I didn't expect him to shoot directly. Wijnaldum had a sad face. Just now, Chen Mo clearly reminded him, but he didn't realize that Bale actually shot directly from a distance. This made him feel guilty. If he had been aware of Bale's shot, he might not have been deceived. If he had blocked the shot, it would have been impossible for the goal to go in. Don't blame yourself. The shot was too sudden. It was too unreasonable. Chen Mo comforted Wijnaldum. There was no way. Bale's shot just now was indeed too sudden and too unexpected. Football games are like this. Anything you can't imagine may happen. Even if there is a cheat, it won't work. This is the charm of football being the world's #1 sport. Seeing his teammates being extremely frustrated by the sudden goal. They were behind at this time, and they were still leading for a long time, but they were reversed and fell behind. Morale was almost shattered. Come on, the game is not over yet. We still have time. It's just a goal. Come and score it. Chen Mo yelled, cheering up the opponent. Chen Mo was yelling. He was using this method to cheer up his teammates. The game didn't resume. Klopp chose to make a substitution. It's obvious that Klopp is anxious. Replace Lovren with Solanke. Replace Milner, who is exhausted. Klopp is betting everything. Desperate. Desperate. It was just as Jean-June said. The moment Bale suddenly scored, Klopp was anxious. He replaced Lovren and directly withdrew a central defender. The exhausted and offensive player Milner, who was not very strong, was replaced by the young Arnold. Let Arnold fully participate in the attack. At this moment, Klopp, of Nou Camp, started to go crazy. He bet everything he could. He bet everything in one go. The game started again. Liverpool immediately launched a fierce attack, but the results were minimal. Especially Arnold, who had just come on, had not yet adapted to the rhythm of the game and was intercepted by Nacho. Real Madrid's quick counterattack began. In just a moment, Liverpool was pushed to the edge of the cliff again. All the players retreated like crazy. Van Dijk, Matip, their shoes were about to fly away. He rushed out and returned to the penalty area at the fastest speed. But Modric blocked Chamberlain's pass and passed the ball into the penalty area. In the penalty area, Bale took advantage of Henderson and Wijnaldum's inattention and quickly changed his position and rushed to the middle of the penalty area. This time, Matip and Van Dijk rushed up and tried to block Bale, but Bale made an even crazier move. He turned around, with his back to Matip and Van Dijk. He suddenly raised his body and raised his left foot fiercely into the air. Facing the air, the football hit the top left corner of the goal and bounced into the goal. Karius tried his best to save the ball, but he failed to become the hero of the team. He completed his inner redemption and made up for his crime. The ball is in. Amazing overhead shot. In the 85th minute of the game, Bale broke Liverpool's goal again. 4-2, Bale, who scored, shocked the whole audience. He made the most familiar celebration for the fans. He rushed to the corner and flew low. He roared wildly. That was a response to all the unwillingness, suppression, repression, and boos from the fans. He was in a decline. He lost his former speed. But he wanted to tell everyone that the god who came down the mountain was also in a daze. Episode 102. When the situation is desperate, the audience calls for the king. He is the last trump card, including extra time, less than 10 minutes left. Liverpool is 2 goals behind. Is the amazing reversal they once attached to AC Milan going to happen to them now? Is their road to the top of the Europa League this season going to end like this? Is Liverpool really going to fall to Real Madrid's 3 consecutive championships? Huang Jianxiang wailed repeatedly, and there was a sense of despair in his voice. Wang Tao had lost his soul and leaned on his seat. He supported Chen Mo and Liverpool, but now, less than 10 minutes left, 2 goals behind, almost equal to despair. There is no history of a final that can reverse 2 goals and kill the opponent at the last moment. Even in the World Cup final, the tank country killed the Blue Eagles in the last minute, but it was a draw. Now it is obvious. Liverpool fell. There is still a chance. 10 minutes. There is still a chance. Jean-June muttered to himself. He stared at Chen Mo on the field. All Liverpool players bent down in despair the moment Bale scored. Even Wijnaldum knelt on the ground and cried bitterly. Henderson pursed his lips as if he was defeated. Klopp in the coaching area knelt on the ground the moment Bale scored. Knocked to his knees by this goal, he fell into despair. He thought that he had gambled everything, but in the end he still lost everything. He was in the Champions League final again. He was defeated again. He was unwilling, but full of powerlessness. But everyone was included. There was only one person. He did not have any decadence, did not fall down. He just stood there. His eyes were as bright as flames. That was an unwilling look. The stubbornness of not admitting defeat. It was even more crazy enough to kill everything. We haven't lost yet. Stand up for me. Hold your chest up. It's just 2 goals behind. It's just 10 minutes left. The game is not over yet, so we haven't lost. Damn it. 2 goals in 10 minutes, a miracle that others can't do. I'm going to try it today. Let everyone see. How did King Amphidal fall to the ground to create a miracle? Chen Mo waved his fist and yelled at his teammates. At this moment, teammate after teammate rushed to him. The Real Madrid players looked at him in surprise. Crazy? This was everyone's first thought. But the next second, the Liverpool players looked sharp. If Chen Mo said it was okay, then it would definitely work. He was a player who could score 7 goals in 9 minutes. And his 700 goals was a miracle itself. After the Real Madrid players reacted, there was more admiration for Chen Mo in his eyes. Even Ronaldo looked at Chen Mo with respect. Even at this time, Chen Mo still hadn't given up. Isn't the spirit of never giving up exactly the true meaning of football? Just like what Liverpool's godfather Shankly said, football has nothing to do with life and death, but football is above life and death. Chen Mo seemed to have perfectly interpreted the sentence at this moment. There is no life and death, but it is full of spirits that are above life and death. Never give up. Until the last moment, you still have to charge. Even if you still lose in the end, you have to fight to the last moment with dignity. Such opponents are always worthy of everyone's respect. In the stands, the chairman of Fenway looked ugly, and even his eyes were slightly red. He even thought, this final, which took 14 years to reach, was finally lost. Real Madrid is very strong, and they are indeed very experienced in competing for the championship. Bale's god descended from the sky, making a big fuss in the heavenly palace, kicking Liverpool's championship dream and Liverpool's road to revival and reaching the top. In contrast, Florentino was smiling. 3 consecutive championships. The 3 consecutive championships he dreamed of are about to be achieved. Real Madrid has won 3 consecutive championships in history, and even 4 consecutive championships. But that was the early days of the Champions League. The gold content of the championship is not even as good as the League Championship and the Domestic Cup Championship. But the 3 consecutive championships now are different. This is the 3 consecutive championships after the reform of the Champions League. It is full of gold. It will also make Real Madrid completely stand on the top of Europe and completely lay the foundation for the first giant in Europe. Mr. Florentino, it seems that I have to congratulate you first. Congratulations. 3 consecutive championships. Real Madrid has created a miracle again. Great record. Great champion. Congratulations. The owners and heads of other clubs all congratulated Florentino. Those clubs that have won the Champions League can only envy. But Manchester City, Paris Saint-Germain, Atletico Madrid, clubs that have never won the Champions League. At this moment, their owners and heads are no longer just envious, but jealous to the extreme. The chairman of Fenway listened to their congratulations and felt as disgusted as eating poop. His face became more and more gloomy. Florentino looked at him with a smile and said lightly, "This is why the world's outstanding players want to join Real Madrid, because only by joining Real Madrid can you win more championships. I believe this. BBBH, game will make Mo understand that joining Real Madrid will make his future career more brilliant." As soon as these words came out, not only the chairman of Fenway, but also the other people who wanted to introduce Chen Mo could not help but bite their back teeth. His face was extremely ugly, and he hated Florentino. This was almost a statement about them. You don't deserve Chen Mo. But at this moment, a huge roar came from the stands. All the Liverpool fans in the stands, in despair, began to face the field. With a trembling voice that was almost like begging, they once again called their king, calling the king who brought them many miracles. The king of despair was triggered successfully. The host recovered all his physical strength, and the goal rate of all skills increased by 10%. Listening to the calls of Liverpool fans in the stadium, the system also sounded a prompt. In the 96th minute of the game, the 4th official on the sidelines raised the prompt card. 6 minutes of extra time. It added up to exactly 10 minutes. 2 goals behind. He triggered the king of despair. The game resumed. Liverpool kicked off. Firmino passed the ball to Solanke. Solanke was immediately pressed by Ronaldo, who moved to the center-forward position. He quickly passed the ball to Chen Mo, who was waiting behind him. The moment Chen Mo received the ball, he quickly stopped the ball and then made a gesture to press forward to his teammates. Press forward. Everyone press forward. After receiving Chen Mo's order, everyone quickly pressed forward. Only Van Dijk and Matip were left behind him, as all his teammates pressed forward. Ronaldo also rushed over quickly and tried to clear the ball from Chen Mo, but Chen Mo was not polite at all. A quick left foot pull, followed by a fierce push in the opposite direction. A quick right foot dunk sent the ball forward. He turned sideways. He dodged Ronaldo's attack, and suddenly kicked his left foot on the grass. His body was like a cheetah running wildly, passing Ronaldo and catching up with the football. After that, Chen Mo did not stop at all. He quickly moved forward with the ball. He rushed directly to the goal from the middle. During this time, Modric ran over to block him, but Chen Mo quickly picked up the ball, and then suddenly accelerated again, and passed him. The moment he raised his foot to catch the ball, Casemiro, Marcelo, Kroos, and Asensio, who retreated to help defend. 4 people double-teamed Chen Mo from 4 directions. They all knew the threat of Chen Mo. They also knew Chen Mo's core position in Liverpool. If he, the engine, was given to the host, even if all the others pressed forward, there would be no chance. Chen Mo dribbled past Ronaldo. He dribbled past Modric. Oops, Real Madrid players double-teamed him. 4 people double-teamed him. Casemiro rushed up and stretched out his foot to fight for Chen Mo. Amidst Jean-Jun's exclamation, Chen Mo turned quickly and resisted Casemiro's fight. He blocked Casemiro behind him. Casemiro did not continue to stretch his foot, but used his body to constantly fight against Chen Mo. He restricted Chen Mo firmly and prevented Chen Mo from completing the turn. And in front of Chen Mo, Kroos, Asensio, and Marcelo rushed up from 3 different directions. They were the real main force in the fight. Henderson and Wijnaldum hurried out to meet Chen Mo, but Chen Mo was in the encirclement and had no space to pass the ball. Seeing the 3 people pressing all around at the same time, at this moment, Chen Mo made a move that was completely unexpected to everyone. He jumped up with the tip of his left foot. The 3 people stretched out their feet, but all the fights were in vain. They just watched Chen Mo use his head to head the ball up again. The 3 people were a little at a loss for a moment. Chen Mo kept heading the ball, controlling the ball above his head without falling. His body was also constantly carrying Casemiro to turn around. He headed the ball and controlled the ball in the air while confronting with his body. His terrifying ball control ability surprised everyone, especially Zidane. He stared, raised his hand, and touched his bald head, a little unbelievable. At the same time, he seemed to recall his former opponent, the number 10 of Barcelona. Casemiro even turned Chen Mo and increased the intensity of the physical confrontation, but he still couldn't shake Chen Mo's body center of gravity. Instead, he felt the feeling of actively hitting the steel plate. The physical confrontation ability and top-level balance ability brought by the Demon Boy's body allowed Chen Mo to easily block Casemiro's physical confrontation. In this situation, Chen Mo kept hitting the ball with his head, forcing Casemiro to retreat, resulting in a gap between him and Marcelo. After finding the opportunity, the football fell again, but this time, Chen Mo did not hit it with his head. Just when the people who double-teamed thought that Chen Mo finally lost control and the football finally got out of control, and were about to stretch their legs to fight for the falling football, Chen Mo's arms were tightly pressed against both sides of his body to avoid being penalized for handball. He suddenly raised his left shoulder, stopped the ball with his shoulder, and pushed his shoulder forward. The football was picked up again by his shoulder and passed over Casemiro's head. Chen Mo suddenly kicked the ground with his right leg, turned his body, and rushed forward. The terrifying explosive power burst out completely at the moment of kicking the ground. Just this one time, he rushed out of Casemiro's control, caught up with the ball, and pushed it forward with his chest. He had already observed the position of his teammates. He suddenly passed the ball straight. The ball pierced through Real Madrid's defense like a sharp spear. It pierced through the blockade of Ramos and Varane. It even pierced Ramos' crotch. The football went straight into the small penalty area. Firmino, who was fighting with Nacho, was stunned when he saw the football suddenly rush out. But he was stunned for less than a second. He suddenly accelerated. He pushed the ground with his left foot and kicked the football with his right foot. The powerful kick hit the football hard. The distance to the goal was too close, and the shot was also powerful. Navas had no time to move to save it. Just this one time, the ball went in directly. The whole audience was stunned. The game had only started for less than 2 minutes. Chen Mo's ball control performance just now looked quite complicated, but it actually took less than a minute to return. Everything happened too fast. It was obviously Chen Mo who was double-teamed, so how did he suddenly break through the encirclement and suddenly pass the ball to Firmino? The referee blew the whistle and raised his hand to point to the center circle, indicating to everyone that the goal was valid. He watched Chen Mo's performance just now very carefully. First the head, then the shoulders, and to prevent him from misjudging, Chen Mo can also put his arms together and stick to his ribs. There is no problem with stopping the ball with his chest and passing it straight. Firmino was not offside at all, because of Nacho's trembling. A perfect goal. The ball went in. Firmino shot and scored. The assist came from Chen Mo's straight pass. Facing 4 people's double teaming, Chen Mo used his strong ball control ability and physical fitness, like an elf juggling, to control the football with his head and shoulders. Finally, he used his shoulders to pick up the ball, seized the opportunity to break out of the encirclement, and stopped the ball with his chest and passed it straight. This is definitely a performance of personal heroism. Chen Mo just now. It's like Ronaldinho is possessed, completing an amazing way of passing. 3-4. There are still 7 minutes in the game. Liverpool still has a chance. Still have a chance. The whole audience was in an uproar. Everyone stared at the replay on the screen, extremely surprised, especially some older Real Madrid players. They recalled their youth. Right at the Bernabeu Stadium, the football elf who made them applaud. The same way of controlling the ball, the same ability to dribble. Since Ronaldinho retired, no one has ever played like this again. At this time, the camera turned and aimed at Ronaldinho in the guest seats. Ronaldinho was completely happy at this moment. He was showing off to Ronaldo, Figo, Rivaldo, Gerrard, Beckham and others around him. I dribble like this back then. AAA. He played really well. I like his performance. He laughed and showed his iconic buck teeth. Seeing the picture suddenly appearing on the big screen aimed at him, Ronaldinho gave his thumbs up, without hesitation. Ronaldinho himself personally certified. This operation is very cool. Damn. Is there anything Chen Mo can't do? He just scored a goal. Will the scoreboard be turned back to play overtime? Chen Mo has the ability. When the situation is desperate, the whole stadium calls for the king. Chen Mo is Liverpool's last trump card. Liverpool's subjects believe that their king has the ability to bring them hope when they are desperate, just like a god descending from heaven. That's right. Chen Mo did it. From the moment the whole stadium cheered, Chen Mo knew that he had to take on the responsibility of the king and offered his trump card without hesitation. Awesome. I feel Chen Mo can really equalize the score. I don't know why, I just have this feeling. Being 2 goals behind is nothing. What's the point of not having enough time? Instinct can score 7 goals in 9 minutes. What lead should I not throw away? That's different. The right time, right place, and right people are all necessary. Real Madrid is back to defense. There's not much time left. They are obviously planning to defend to the limit. Episode 103. The roar from Liverpool that has been accumulated for 14 years. How can you not burst into tears at this moment? The last 7 minutes. Liverpool is still 1 goal behind. After the game restarted, Real Madrid began to become conservative. They began to pass the ball non-stop. Now they are the leading side, there is no need to go crazy at the end. Play steadily. There are only 7 minutes, find a way to kill the last time completely. The championship trophy is there. He is waiting for them there, to take the trophy home. Liverpool began to press frantically. Time waits for no one. As the minutes and seconds passed, Liverpool became more impatient. There is no way. They are behind now. If they can't equalize the score in the last minute, they don't even have a chance for overtime. So close to the Big Air Cup, they don't want to miss it. In the coaching area, Klopp didn't stand up at all. He knelt there, staring at the field, pray in his heart. Behind him are all the substitutes. Assistant coach, everyone knelt on the ground, especially the injured Salah, who knelt on the ground and prayed to his God with great piety. Pray for a comeback. Mo, you can do it. You can do it. You always keep your word. I am still waiting for your promise to celebrate together. On the field, continuous pressing. Liverpool fought like a mad dog. Real Madrid took out all their strength. Crazy defensive steals. The ball changed hands several times. Finally, when the ball was passed to Cruz, Chen Mo seized the opportunity. His kick was like a dagger of a Dark Knight assassin. He stole the ball from Cruz from behind. System uses the skill of reactionary sniper cannon. Used successfully, Chen Mo kicked it out suddenly. It was a crazy burst shot. It was about 40 meters away from the goal. 60% goal rate. Add the passive of the King of Despair to increase the success rate by percent. That is a 7% goal rate. A dull bang. A powerful shot immediately after the steal. The football fiercely crossed the sky above the field, over Liverpool teammates, and even Real Madrid players. Going straight to the goal fiercely, Chen Mo shot directly after the steal. The football rushed to the blind corner of the goal. Oops, Navas. Accompanied by the exclamations of commentators from all over the world, Navas made an extreme save. He used his godlike performance to block the shot, proving that the title of the wall is absolutely well-deserved. Seeing the moment the football was saved, Chen Mo was anxious. He didn't expect Navas to complete the extreme save. This made him anxious. All the skills have only been saved once so far. Therefore, Chen Mo never thought that Navas would block his skills at this critical moment. But everything is very reasonable. Even with passive blessing, the goal rate is only 70%. There is a 30% chance that the goal will not be scored. Top goalkeepers can be sure that they are within this 30%. Chen Mo's shot can be said to be perfect and extreme. But what can be done about Navas's saves? Main grabbed the second point. Make up. Foul. Definitely a foul. Nacho shoveled Main from behind. Set piece. Liverpool's chance. This time, Wang Tao and Zhang Jun had an extremely exciting chance. The right side of the penalty area. A position, distance, and a very good position for a set piece. This is Liverpool's chance. Duh. As expected, the referee blew the whistle for Nacho's foul and awarded a free kick. This caused dissatisfaction in Real Madrid. Real Madrid captain Ramos rushed to the referee, wanting to argue aggressively. That's not a foul. You're wrong. Main was just diving. Before he finished speaking, the referee took out a yellow card without hesitation and pointed it at Ramos. Wrong? Can you question the referee? Ramos was anxious. Just give a yellow card? What the hell did I do? He was about to argue, and his emotions were so excited that he exploded. But at this moment, he noticed the referee, his extremely sharp eyes, full of dangerous meaning. It's certain, as long as he goes up to argue, he will definitely get another yellow card, and 2 yellows will become 1 red. He was sent off directly, so Ramos calmed down. He has a bad temper, but he is definitely not a fool. I'll do it. Chen Mo volunteered. He picked up the football. He also has a skill card. S-curve ball. A 95% goal rate. With the passive buff blessing of the King of Despair, now there is an absolute goal rate. No one in the Liverpool team objected, because they all know that Chen Mo's free kick ability is very strong. They believe that Chen Mo can use this free kick to equalize the score. See Chen Mo interview good football. Step back a few steps, stare at the opposite wall with his hands on his hips. The whole audience fell silent. Zidane stopped touching his big bald head, staring at Chen Mo nervously. There was even a breathless pressure. The fans in the stands were the same, whether they were Real Madrid fans or Liverpool fans. They stared at the field nervously, not daring to breathe. Some people even held their breath nervously. In front of the goal, Navas was sweating nervously. Chen Mo is very good at free kicks. Crescent moon knife, S-curve ball, ground ball, heavy artillery, even elevator ball. Chen Mo can do it. He has studied Chen Mo's free kick collection. There is no conventional way to kick a free kick. Even the crescent moon knife can only be kicked a few times. And of all the free kicks, only 1 was blocked, and the rest all scored goals. Panic. He was panicking. Especially Chen Mo had a top-notch outside foot arc ball. The most annoying thing was that Chen Mo had no weak foot. Now this occasion, the last time of the final, it is very likely the last chance to change the final result of the game. As a goalkeeper, Navas felt as if there was a heavy mountain pressing down on his back. It made him breathless, nervous to death. He could only rely on his experience as much as possible and constantly adjust the human wall. See, Ronaldo was called back and lay behind the human wall to prevent Chen Mo from kicking the ball directly. Deal. The referee blew a whistle. Navas took a few consecutive deep breaths, and his eyes became firm. He had done everything he could. What was left was a direct battle between him and Chen Mo. hero. I may not be unable to become a hero. Chen Mo began to run with big strides. System uses skill card S arc ball. Used successfully. The moment the system prompted, Chen Mo also rushed to the front of the football, supported by his left foot, and swung his right foot. He used the outside of his right foot to hit the bottom of the football hard. The football seemed to be injected with rotational power in an instant, and quickly flew up from the grass. It itself has a very strong self-rotation. It whistled and drew an arc in the air, bypassing the high-jumping Real Madrid wall and the left side. It drew a white super arc. It fell like a falling rainbow. Navas quickly rushed to the left corner of the goal and made a save gesture, but at this moment, he watched the football bypass the wall and draw an extremely extreme arc. It actually drew another arc in the opposite direction in the air. It flew towards the right side of the goal at a high speed. In a moment, the whole stadium seemed to freeze. Everyone watched Chen Mo kick the football. The football moved in a serpentine manner in the air, with an S-shaped arc visible to the naked eye. Finally, it hit the goal from the lower right corner of the goal. Oh my god. Got in. Mo. Got in. Equalized. We've equalized. We haven't lost yet. We haven't lost yet. We're tied. In the stands, all Liverpool fans blushed at this moment and screamed wildly. Tears gushed out uncontrollably. Their suppressed emotions burst out crazily, hug the fans around them, hold each other's shoulders, and shout. The originally desperate heart was instantly broken at this moment, replaced by hope. The female models in the female model fan club also screamed excitedly at the moment Chen Mo scored. They even wanted to rush down the stands and rush to the stadium. Fortunately, the security guards were strong and they stopped everyone. Kendall cried and rushed to the edge of the stands, yelling at the field, "Dear, you are great. You are a hero. You will always be my hero." The entire Olympic Stadium was like an earthquake. Liverpool fans were in tears. Klopp on the coaching bench, substitutes, assistant coaches, team staff, and team doctors. At this moment, they could no longer control themselves. Klopp fell directly to the ground. His eyes under the huge frame were red, and the tears could not be controlled and gushed out uncontrollably. The last 10 minutes, they actually caught up from 2 goals behind. It's a draw. They haven't failed yet. They still have a chance. Chen Mo, S-shaped arc ball. The ball went in. It went in. It went in. As if Juninho was possessed, Chen Mo scored a free kick with an S-shaped arc at the crucial moment. At the end of the game, when everyone was desperate, he equalized the score. At the last moment, he didn't let Liverpool completely lose the chance to win the championship. Please give me flowers. One kick carried the Liverpool fans, who had been waiting for a goal for 14 years. At this moment, the roar that had been pent up for 14 years roared out. Just like they shouted the slogan of revival, they caught up again. The top of the Europa. The goal that Liverpool fans have been looking for 14 years, the road to the top. Finally, they are back. Although the game is not over yet and Liverpool has not secured victory, they tied Real Madrid's score with 2 consecutive goals in the last 10 minutes. It has finally reached the greatness of the last Champions League night and the night in Istanbul 14 years ago. The same exciting miracle. We can see it. The Liverpool fans in the stands cried their eyes out because of this goal. That's right. This is football. The spirit of never giving up and the spirit of fighting until the end. How can you not love football? How can you not burst into tears? Huang Jianxiong screamed loudly, but the further he went, the more Pooh became choked up. Jean Jun was already crying so hard that he couldn't make a sound. Drawl. Chen Mo really did it. 1 goal and 1 assist. He pulled the big-eared trophy that Liverpool was about to lose back. At this moment, fans watching the game from all over the world were shocked by the scene, especially Liverpool fans from all over the world. The fans gathered outside Anfield Stadium, cheered, and screamed crazily. They hugged the police officers who came to maintain law and order and celebrated crazily together. Fireworks were set off crazily. Some people were so excited that they didn't care and hugged the reporter who came to interview them. They celebrated excitedly. The screams were endless. Long live Liverpool! Long live the king! Such roars were endless. There was even an 80-year-old man who, facing the reporters who came to interview him, grabbed the reporter's microphone wildly. This is a greater miracle than the Istanbul miracle. 7 minutes. We rebounded the 2 goals behind. We ended Real Madrid's dream of winning the championship. I have watched football for 70 years. Even in Istanbul, I was not so excited. But this time I am really excited. Even if we haven't completely won, I will die now without regrets. We have an unparalleled king. As long as Mo is here, we will never give up. With him, we can restore the dynasty we once had and sweep across Europe again. On the court, the moment the goal was scored, Chen Mo didn't even have time to check if it was scored. He was hugged by Maine, who was closest to him, and fell to the grass. He felt heavier and heavier. He could clearly feel his teammates rushing up to him. Everyone was celebrating. In this case, even without asking, Chen Mo knew that the ball had gone in. Calm down, he yelled to his teammates. The game isn't over yet. We haven't won yet. Chen Mo's yelling sobered up his teammates, who were already overwhelmed by joy. This isn't a lure. The game isn't over yet. They haven't won the championship yet. Everyone got up quickly, and Chen Mo was pulled up by Maine. Maine ran to pick up the ball, and the entire Liverpool team quickly retreated to one half of the field, put the ball in the middle circle. The entire Liverpool team quickly ended the celebration. Maine picked up the ball. They returned to their own half. They want to start the game. They don't want to play overtime. they want to win the game in the last few minutes. Huang Jianxiang yelled subconsciously. There are less than 4 minutes left in the game, and you want to kill the opponent in these 4 minutes? It's crazy, not to say it's a fantasy, but the whole team did it. Seeing the Real Madrid players in a state of despair, it's obvious that they haven't gotten over the shadow of losing the ball and being equalized in the end, dragging and not coming back to kick off quickly. Chen Mo immediately responded to the referee. They are wasting the last time. They don't want to be killed by us, and want to force us to play overtime. This is the greatest disrespect for competitive sports. Don't even dare to face losing. The referee stared at Chen Mo with wide eyes. There are still a few minutes left. Are you sure you can kill the opponent? This is simply the craziest thing he has ever heard. It is also the referee's responsibility to make the game resume quickly. The referee immediately signaled the Real Madrid players to get in position, quickly. Beep. Another whistle sounded. The game started again, but this time, there were only less than 3 minutes left. The king of desperate situation reversed the last-second buff and triggered it successfully. In the last 3 minutes, the host's skill goal rate increased by another 10%. The system prompt sounded in Chen Mo's mind. He rushed forward quickly to press the defense. Play overtime? I'll go to the special code. A real man is always the one who plays the last second and doesn't play overtime. Episode 104, The Last Minute Unstoppable Cut. The child of miracle has arrived, we are the champions. The game was tied by a strong force. In the last 10 minutes, the opponent tied the game twice in a row. How big of a blow was this to the Real Madrid players? It was twice as big as the blow after Bale came on the field and scored 2 goals in less than 5 minutes, surpassing them. Now the Real Madrid players are in a daze. They haven't even recovered from Chen Mo's goal just now. There is a feeling that the World Cup is getting farther and farther away from them. See Ronaldo, see Ronaldo, see Ronaldo. The Real Madrid fans in the stands suddenly started to roar. Then more and more people shouted, just like Liverpool fans calling Chen Mo. In such adversity, they also began to shout their king of adversity. When the situation has reached a point where it can't get any worse, everyone will think of Ronaldo. Think of this man who has led them to win the game countless times in adversity. Real Madrid players also looked at Ronaldo. Even Zidane. They all set their hopeful eyes on Ronaldo. I hope Ronaldo can stand up at the last moment. Liverpool doesn't want to play overtime, and so does Real Madrid. Playing overtime is not good for anyone. There are too many accidents that may happen, especially the opponent's black-haired number 10. 4 people's siege can't trap the guy. He is too terrible. Real Madrid's players have even had a shadow, especially Casemiro. The moment Chen Mo passed him with his shoulder, he felt that his whole life was gloomy. Under the expectations of his teammates and the head coach, the fans cheers. Ronaldo's adrenaline is soaring. No one doesn't want to be a hero, especially Ronaldo. What he likes most is to be a hero, to change everything by himself, and to accept people's cheers. Besides, he wants to prove himself in this game. The whole game was restricted by the little brother with fruit teeth, which was shameful. Restricted for a whole game. Then he has to prove himself in the end, as long as he wins the game. So after the kickoff, Ronaldo first passed the ball back. Then he immediately directed his teammate Modric behind him. He signaled Modric to pass the ball forward. He also ran forward madly. He had a strong desire to attack and score at the last moment. But obviously, his strong desire was directly cut off by Chen Mo's light interception. Modric was under the command of Ronaldo. The moment he received the pass, he could also make a fake move to cover his ears and steal the ball. He passed the ball straight to the front, but Chen Mo had already predicted it. He quickly stepped forward and stretched out his foot, as accurate as grabbing a snake 7 inches. He easily intercepted the football. At the moment Chen Mo intercepted the football, the whole Liverpool team rushed forward with a hoarse roar from Coach Klopp. Charge for me. The sound shook the sky. The crazy side of Klopp was fully displayed at this moment. Especially when he shouted charge, he threw off his baseball cap like Lee Yunlong's roar. Crazy head coach. Crazy players. They launched their last charge of the game. Time is running out, but it can't stop their determination to create a miracle. Either success or death. Chen Mo made a long pass and found Chamberlain, who was running forward and matching Marcelo's speed. The two of them staged a 100-meter race on the wing. When they were accelerating madly, the two suddenly felt a white shadow in front of them. Chamberlain glanced at his feet and suddenly appeared accurately under his feet, and landed just in the rhythm of his foot, without passing the ball at all. He was just running normally, unconsciously controlling the ball under his feet. Is this Mo's accurate pass? Chamberlain was shocked. He subconsciously slowed down and paused, but Marcelo ran several meters away. When he realized that the white shadow was a football, he forced a sudden break and turned around, but it was too late. Chamberlain had already passed the ball to Henderson, who was rushing up. The moment Henderson got the ball, Kroos rushed up immediately, blocked Henderson's way. But Henderson had no intention of forcing a breakthrough and wasting time. He pulled the ball behind him with his left foot, and then used his heel to knock the football sideways. The football immediately rolled sideways behind him, and there was Chen Mo, who was chased by Ronaldo all the way from his own half. He did not slow down. Chen Mo made a big step adjustment. He stretched out his right toe to control the football, and then suddenly pushed forward. The moment his right foot landed, he suddenly pushed forward, and the explosive power of his right leg suddenly burst out. Chen Mo almost used the action of a flying man from Dragon Country to hurdle, passing Kroos's long legs that failed to intercept the football, and caught up with the football. He quickly rushed to the baseline with the ball. The system uses a flash of inspiration. This is the last trump card left by Chen Mo. It is also the biggest confidence in his heart that he can win the game, except for the king of despair. Use successfully. A flash of inspiration, randomly trigger the super god moment. Robben's unsolvable cut inside at his peak. Robben's unsolvable cut inside? At his peak? This made Chen Mo stunned. But Random also reacted. I am too crazy. After cracking Robben's unsolvable cut inside, I actually looked down on his killer move. Unsolvable cut inside does have a flaw. But if I can crack the unsolvable cut inside by seizing this flaw, others can do the same. Not to mention Robben's unsolvable cut inside at his peak. The pause time of that small flaw is even shorter. Even if he has a cheat, he may not be able to cope with Robben's unsolvable cut inside at his peak. Chen Mo dribbles the ball. There's only 1 minute left. This is the last chance to attack. If we can't break the tie in this last chance, the two sides will go into overtime. Marcelo rushes up to press. Chen Mo dribbles the ball with his right foot behind him. The ball moves sideways, and Chen Mo follows with his body. Cut inside. Chen Mo starts to cut inside. After passing Marcelo, Chen Mo immediately starts to cut inside along the penalty area. The speed of the cut inside is not fast, but the frequency and rhythm of the footwork are very compact, without any drag. Especially the frequency of the footwork is flying fast. Continuous fake moves to shoot, passing Ramos who was rushing to steal, and shaking off Casemiro. Because in the penalty area, they dare not rush up and use the risk of fouling, for fear of causing a penalty. But it is precisely because of this timidity that they were completely fooled by Chen Mo's fake moves and left behind. After shaking off the two, he faked another shot. After deceiving Varana's center of gravity, system uses skill 100 flowers dazzling. Used successfully. At the moment of the last shot, Chen Mo chose to use the shooting skill in a superimposed manner. The moment he got the system prompt, this time Chen Mo's shot finally became real. The body faces the goal, turns 90 degrees with the right foot as the axis, and at the same time, the left foot uses the instep to kick the center of the football, and the toes also move upward. This is the essence of the dazzling land. The football flew out. Navas moved quickly, and he judged the direction correctly. But when he raised his hand to save the football, he stood there. Because the football shook quickly, there was an afterimage. At that moment, it seemed that there were 5 footballs gathered together and flew towards him. He was confused at this moment. His brain was blank, and he subconsciously raised his hand to save. But it was nothing. Darbu, accompanied by the friction sound of passing through the air, the football passed through his ears, break through the last wall in front of his door. Tulip Country. In a luxurious villa, Robben, who retired after the end of the season, was drinking red wine at home and watching the game comfortably. As the game progressed, he also became more serious, and was also nervous, because of the intensity of the game. The moment Chen Mo equalized the goal, Robben also yelled like the fans. Although he was beaten badly by Chen Mo, but he hated and resented Real Madrid even more. He would never forget that when he played for Real Madrid, he was suppressed by Real Madrid, booed and insulted by Real Madrid fans, and was abandoned and kicked out by Real Madrid without hesitation. If there is a club in the world that he hates the most, it must be Real Madrid. So even if Chen Mo led Liverpool and beat Bayern, where he was, in a tragedy, he still supported Chen Mo. He hoped that Chen Mo could win the championship. He had just calmed down the excitement after Chen Mo equalized the goal, and he hadn't had time to drink a sip of the red wine that had been poured and untouched. It was because of the last attack initiated by Chen Mo with the ball that completely attracted attention. He stared at Chen Mo's cut-in during the game with his eyes wide open. That familiar rhythm, that familiar fake shot, that familiar footwork frequency, everything is so familiar. My cut-in rhythm at my peak. He can actually do my cut-in. Robben was a little bit unbelievable. He was also very excited. The reason why he left because of his unsolvable cut-in was because he was the only one who could do it. Others simply can't learn it. It's completely his uniqueness. The excitement was because Chen Mo actually used his inner strength in the final, the last attack, the moment when the game was most likely to end. There was a feeling of kicking the ball himself. There was a sense of satisfaction that his cut-in was not rubbish and was recognized by the person who cracked it. More importantly, he knew that his cut-in was powerful and no one in Real Madrid could stop it. So in the end, Chen Mo would definitely score. He would use his same cut-in to kick away the 3 consecutive Champions League titles of the club he hated the most. Why are you so excited? This is the pleasure of revenge. DNA. The moment Chen Mo shot, it was not the same shot as his. Instead, he kicked a fluctuating ball. The shaking amplitude of the football in front of the TV was more obvious. Robben knew that this was what Neuer said. Chen Mo's kick was very contrary to common sense. It would make the goalkeeper feel dazzled, as if he saw several footballs flying at the same time. It was difficult to complete the save, almost unsolvable. Robben was still a little unconcerned, but now he could see the shaking amplitude of the football more directly on TV. He was shocked. Just this ball. Whoever saves will be confused. As expected, Navas on the TV screen missed the save. It was like a fool's save, and the whole person looked like a sloth with slow response. Yes, win. The last kill, Robin shouted excitedly. At the same time as he shouted, the cheers on the court were deafening. The final crucial moment, the last attack, Chen Mo really scored a lore goal. Liverpool fans went completely crazy. No one could control their emotions in this situation. This goal made them even more excited than the goal that just tied the score. Raise your foot. Shoot. Beautiful. The ball went in. Lore. The last-minute lore. Chen Mo used an unsolvable cut-in shot to kill Real Madrid and shattered Real Madrid's dream of winning 3 consecutive championships. Huang Jianxiang yelled madly. A loud bang. Huang Jianxiang's roar stopped abruptly. Huang Jianxiang in the broadcasting room jumped up from his chair in fear and turned his head to look at Zhang Jun in horror. Next to Zhang Jun was Wang Tao, who raised his foot and kicked in vain. At this moment, Wang Tao looked resentful. He didn't expect it. At the moment of the lore, he got excited and subconsciously raised his foot to kick the table to vent his anger, but he kicked in vain. Zhang Jun, who looks like a serious guy, kicked the table over with one foot. Awesome. Liverpool is awesome. Chen Mo is awesome. Damn it. Liverpool is the champion. The miracle child came at the last moment. The king of Anfield kicked away Real Madrid's 3 consecutive championships with an unstoppable cut-in. He tied Puskas' record of scoring in the finals that had been sealed for many years with a Big Four. He also broke the record of the youngest Big Four in the Champions League. This is a victory for Chen Mo. There is a lead. There is an equalizer. There is a reversal. There is a desperate situation, but when Liverpool fans called their king's name in desperation, Chen Mo has become the protagonist of this game. The king of Anfield will never let the fans down. No matter when, as long as he is on the field, he will not disappoint the fans' expectations, and he will help the fans win everything. 14 years. After winning the championship in Istanbul Miracle, it took Liverpool 14 years to finally return to Europe. 3.8. 14 years of waiting. 14 years of hard work. 14 years of hard work. As a die-hard fan of Liverpool, Zhang Jun, in the end, he was just like the fans and celebrities in the stands, crying. It's really too long. For the team that once swept across Europe and even almost beat Real Madrid and created a profit for the Liverpool dynasty team. 14 years is too long. So long that some older Liverpool fans did not see the revival of the team they longed for and return to the throne of the top of Europe until the moment of their death. In the stands, Liverpool celebrities, Dalglish, Gerrard, all burst into tears. They have all won the Champions League and watched the team sink with their own eyes. Even when the team was sinking, Dalglish and Gerrard were in the team trying to remedy the team. At this moment, they are finally back. Dalglish, Gerrard, and others could no longer suppress their emotions and cried bitterly. Beep. The referee did not continue to resume the game, but Chen Mo dominated the corner area. The moment when all Liverpool players rushed over, he decisively blew the whistle to end the game. There were not many seconds left. There was no need to resume the game. This completely ignited the Liverpool fans. Klopp led the coaching staff to rush onto the court frantically, especially Klopp, who celebrated with tears on his face. He celebrated with his famous farmer's 3 punches to the fans in the stands. Champions! We are the champions, the fans shouted at him. Klopp also shouted excitedly. We are the champions. The bigger cup is ours. The championship trophy belongs to Liverpool. Episode 105. This is a historic moment, beating Ronaldo to win the Golden Boot. World Cup call. Champion. Liverpool is the champion. In the stands, the chairman of Fenway, who thought he had lost the championship, was about to leave the field sadly and go to the locker room to comfort the lost players. He was thinking about how to boost the morale of the team and try to soothe the players' hearts that were hurt by losing the final, but he didn't expect it. It was only 10 minutes, the time to smoke a cigar, talk to people, and not even enough for afternoon tea. However, it was in this last short time, the team actually completed the reversal, equalized the score strongly, and even completed the final kill. The chairman of Fenway, who was not a football fan and only regarded football as a business, at this moment, he completely fell in love with football. He felt the true charm of football, infected by everything so crazy. Ignoring the gentleman image of a so-called successful person, he took off his coat, took off his tie, rushed to the stands, and cheered wildly at the audience, as excited as a child. Dancing and jumping, he roared passionately and swore loudly that Liverpool was the champion. 3 consecutive championships. Go to hell. The championship is ours. He was so excited that he accidentally sprayed out his words. His assistant quickly came up to stop him and reminded him, "Boss, calm down." After being reminded like this, he reacted and looked at Florentino, who was already gloomy and livid, and couldn't help but smile awkwardly. But Florentino was not angry because of what he said. He was gloomy because Real Madrid lost the 3 consecutive championships. The trophy that was almost in hand and ready to take home was snatched away. Don't mention how uncomfortable it was in his heart. But after all, he is an old man who has seen all kinds of big scenes, and he quickly adjusted his emotions. Congratulations, Liverpool performed very well. Mo's performance even surpassed that of a superstar. We completely lost to Mo in this game. Florentino did not have any prejudice against Chen Mo, just because Chen Mo kicked away his 3 consecutive championships. Instead, I couldn't help but like this player. The final, one person scored 27 goals and 1 assist. He led all the goals of the team. Such beautiful data does not belong to a pure forward and offensive player. He also participated in a lot of defense. One person restricted Ronaldo. Ronaldo didn't play well in the whole game. He even blocked Ronaldo's must goals one after another. Such performance made Florentino more yearning for Chen Mo. It also made him determined. Ronaldo is old. He is really old. He is no longer omnipotent as he was when he was young, and he can't provide help to the team in adversity like he did when he was young. His era is over. The era of him and Messi's peerless pride is over. He was particularly optimistic about Mbappe of Paris Saint-Germain and wanted to lock in this superstar in advance, but now he has changed his mind. Chen Mo is his final choice. Ronaldo's contract extension was unsuccessful, and Ronaldo has negotiated with Juventus. The official announcement will be made after the World Cup. More than €100 million will be received. With the current funds of Real Madrid, they can directly trigger Chen Mo's penalty, and by Chen Mo, he is the heir of the number 7 jersey. He has top-level strength, a more handsome image than Beckham, and a unique dragon bloodline that no other star has, and a strong influence in Asia. The most important thing is that Chen Mo is still so young. No matter how Florentino thinks, he can't find a reason not to sign Chen Mo. Sir, Florentino said to the Fenway chairman, I need time to talk to you alone. Not much time. The Fenway chairman frowned. I said, I won't sell Mo. Florentino smiled, stepped forward and said in a voice that only the two of them could hear, maybe you can listen to the conditions I give you. A condition you can't refuse. After hearing this, the Fenway chairman looked at the old man suspiciously, and in the end, he still couldn't refuse. The one who chose to agree to talk to the old man alone was invited. Just like that, the two left the stands under the suspicious eyes of other club owners. On the court, the crazy celebration is almost over. As the winner, the Liverpool players began to comfort the Real Madrid players who failed to hit the 3 consecutive championships. Chen Mo walked towards Ronaldo on his own. Ronaldo's eyes were red from crying now. He may have realized that this was his last time to step on the stage of the Champions League final, or he may have been unwilling to accept the failure of the 3 consecutive championships. He cried loudly, I said I would hand you a tissue when I came. Chen Mo took the initiative to speak and handed over the tissue. Thank you. Ronaldo did not think Chen Mo was mocking him. Instead, he took Chen Mo's tissue, thanked him and wiped his tears. I'm leaving Real Madrid. Mendes has been negotiated. I will join Juventus after the World Cup. Others don't know I'm leaving yet. I want to leave Real Madrid with one last championship before I leave. But I didn't expect. At this point, Ronaldo was full of regrets. No one doesn't want to say goodbye with a perfect one, to dilute the sadness of parting. Your performance is excellent. If I just thought you were a little player before, now you have won my respect. Ronaldo stared at Chen Mo seriously. Originally, Chen Mo thought Ronaldo would say something serious and respectful, but this guy immediately changed to a gloomy expression. You kicked away my 3 consecutive championships. You have to give me a World Cup trophy. You also stole the Golden Boot. You have to give me an assist and give me a World Cup Golden Boot. AGL. Chen Mo was dumbfounded. Is this guy really not a professional scammer? I never accept scams from outsiders. Chen Mo waved his hand, unless it's my family. Or my adopted son. He deliberately made a joke at the end. I thought that a proud person like Ronaldo would definitely ignore his joke, but it was another unexpected thing. We can talk. Ronaldo said very seriously. Chen Mo was dumbfounded. Is this really the CEO Ronaldo, who is extremely competitive, wants to be the first in everything, and is extremely arrogant? Has he been possessed by someone else? He turned around and left decisively. Don't leave. I've already said we can talk. Tell me what conditions you can give me. If it's the World Cup Golden Boot and the World Cup trophy as a bargaining chip, let alone recognizing you as my father, I'll recognize you as my grandpa. See, Ronaldo chased after him. Chen Mo ignored him. He was afraid that he was broken by his normality. Now his mind was not clear. He had to stay away from him. Baby, you performed so well. You are my hero. Kendall ran down from the stands, rushed towards Chen Mo, and sat on Chen Mo's chest. He gave her a kiss without hesitation. Just when the two were making out, Zidane came over and interrupted their lovemaking. Sorry, he was probably a little embarrassed. Chen Mo shrugged and shook hands with him. I should be the one to say sorry. I'm sorry for kicking away your 3 consecutive championships. Zidane waved his hand indifferently. It doesn't matter. Seeing the performance of top players is nothing. Chen Mo couldn't help but sigh when he heard this. He is really a man who doesn't care about the World Cup. The Champions League title is nothing. Are you interested in coming to Real Madrid? I promise that I can build a new tactical system with you as the core. Zidane did not hide his desire to recruit Chen Mo. I have no intention of leaving Liverpool at the moment. If I want to leave, I can. I'll consider it then. Seeing Chen Mo's decisive refusal, Zidane did not persuade him anymore, but patted him on the shoulder. Do well in the World Cup. Although Gall is much stronger than Fruit Teeth as a whole, if Fruit Teeth has you, I'd rather see you beat Mbappe. Brother, what do you think? You, a Gall, support me to beat your own team. which seems a bit far-fetched no matter how you think about it. The podium is built. The award ceremony begins. The first to go on stage to receive the award are the Real Madrid players. In the broadcast room, the three people who have recovered their mood tidied the table again and continued to explain the award ceremony. It's a pity Real Madrid fell on the road to the 3 consecutive championships, but this is football. No one can win forever, and no one can sink forever. Please don't believe that victory is as easy as the dandelion on the top of the mountain. The road to the top of the mountain is destined to be difficult. Countless geniuses fell on the road, and being able to step on the top of the mountain is already worth going all out for. Football is like this. Success is only temporary, and failure is destined to be the main theme, but every progress is a sublimated impact. See, Ronaldo is kissing his silver medal. Please remember that the silver medal is not a consolation for the loser. It is a medal of honor for the challenger. It is because of the constant challengers and constant progress that the sport of football is full of passion. The silver medal is not the shame of failure. As Huang Jianxiang said, the silver medal is the trophy of the challenger. See, Ronaldo was not frustrated by getting the silver medal, but he kissed the silver medal with his most affectionate kiss. Why are my eyes suddenly wet at this moment? 3 consecutive championships. Just gone like that. Don't be fooled. Ronaldo kissed the silver medal, not to cherish his medal, but because he has fewer silver medals, which are much more precious than gold medals. Oh my god. I suddenly realized it. I almost burst into tears. I burst into laughter when I saw this comment. Silver medals are really rare. Children will probably get beaten if they play with them. Next, Liverpool players stepped onto the podium. 14 years of depression. Liverpool has finally embarked on the road to revival, and with a big-eared cup, it marks the beginning of their revival. Chen Mo, Liverpool's great contributor in the Champions League. From the round of 16 to the quarterfinals and semi-finals, it can be said that Chen Mo played the best, and it is not an exaggeration to say that he carried the team. In the final, he showed a top performance. He not only received his own medal, he also won the first Golden Boot trophy in his life. That's right. This is a historic moment. He broke the record of the youngest winner of the Champions League Golden Boot, and also broke the striker's monopoly on the Champions League Golden Boot. As a defensive midfielder, at the age of 18, he surpassed Ronaldo's goal number in just 4 games and won the Golden Boot over C0. There is a brilliant future waiting for him to explore. This is his biggest gain in this Champions League. Maybe the moment he beat Ronaldo to win the Golden Boot, the curtain of a new era was opened. The Melo era is over. The new peerless duo Chen Mo Mbappe's battle is about to begin. Liverpool captain Henderson holds up the Big Ear Cup. All Liverpool fans can cheer. You are the champions. The last game of the Champions League this season is over. Let us congratulate Liverpool. At the same time, this commentary will also end, and we will see you at the World Cup next. Let's look forward to what kind of exciting games the talents from all over the world can bring us at the World Cup. The live broadcast ended. The celebration for Liverpool also officially began. Historic moment. Can you believe that the defensive midfielder won the Golden Boot? New peerless duo? Mbappe is also worthy? Golden Boy, Champions League Golden Boot, Champions League champion. He only has a French League 1 champion. They are not at the same level at all. It's just Mbappe's self-indulgent, but to be honest, I'm still looking forward to it. Fruit Teeth versus Gallic Rooster, Chen Mo and Mbappe are absolutely. I feel that the lineup of Fruit Teeth is a bit strong this time. It may win the championship. Come on. Fruit Teeth is not really a strong team. At most it is a mid-level team in the world. It really depends on who you compare with. Compared with the Dragon Country team, it is definitely the world's top giants, but compared with those World Cup teams, Fruit Teeth is not comparable at all. Fruit Teeth has no championship appearance. Without Ronaldo and Chen Mo, there is no attention. Winning the championship is crazy. After a season of hard work, I finally got a perfect answer. The celebration at night was crazy. However, Chen Mo doesn't drink, so after celebrating for a while, he took Kendall back to the hotel. He wanted to celebrate in his own way. The next morning, the whole team returned to Liverpool. A championship parade was held in the city. In order to stimulate and ridicule the rivals in the same city, the bus even deliberately passed Goodison Park. Finally arrived at the packed Anfield Stadium, the final celebration was held. It was not until very late that Chen Mo returned to his home. It was only at this time that he had the opportunity to check the negative emotion value of his final acquisition. It turned out that the system was actually being upgraded. The negative emotion value could not be checked at all, and there was no way to draw a lottery. This made Chen Mo panic, but after confirming that his various abilities were not lost, he was relieved and confirmed that it was not the system that was gone. After staying in Liverpool for only 2 days, Chen Mo took Kendall to Fruit Tooth's home in Lisbon. No one was at home. Dad was busy with work and was recently making acquisitions. He was in Paris, Gaul. My mother was also dealing with work. She followed the family staff to Wall Street in America and also made major moves. This is also the reason why they did not go to the scene to watch the Champions League final. However, on the night of the championship, the two of them called Chen Mo to congratulate him. Kendall stayed at home for a few days. As a result, Kendall said that she had work and ran back to America again, and said that she would go to the Tsarist kingdom to cheer him up during the World Cup. Then she ran away in a hurry. Mendes brought Chen Mo many endorsement contracts. After signing, he shot a lot of commercials in the advertising shooting base in Lisbon. After resting for 2 days, the world began to become lively. The media began to be busy. The World Cup is here. The head coaches of major teams began to publicly announce the list of players they recruited on TV programs, and directly announced the player's number and announced the assembly of the whole team. Chen Mo also watched TV. When Santos announced Chen Mo number 10, he was completely relieved. After all, it was just a promise before. Now it is really true. After the list was announced, Santos also issued a call. The entire Fruit Teeth team gathered and moved into the training base to conduct closed training before the World Cup.